Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Today we are going to do some of our regularly scheduled maintenance on one of our daily driving vehicles. This is a 2010 Ford Fusion. This is the 2.5 and I'll show you. This is the 4-cylinder. So we're going to change the plugs. Ford recommends changing the plugs out around every 100,000 miles. We're a little bit behind that, but we're going to go ahead and do it today. Plugs have come a long way. I will say that. Normally you would change them out every $30,000. Okay guys, plugs have come a long way. Normally you'd change them out like every 30,000 miles or so on the older vehicles, but that is not the case anymore. This one is 100,000 miles is when they schedule the plugs to be changed, which is interesting and good. But it's not going to be anything terribly exotic. I'll show you. What we're going to do is remove those clips, and then we will remove the boots, and then we will have access to the spark plugs themselves. We'll take them out. The plugs are already gapped. They're between 48 and 52 thousandths, and we will check them. They are actually recommended to not being tampered with. The spark plug is not adjustable. Installation torque, it gives you that right there. If you are going to be using some kind of lubricating like thread seal or something like that, or anti-seize, put like 20% more on there, but we're not going to be doing that. But that's just a tip. I do have the gap check, and we'll check them as they go in. So first thing we're going to do is, I guess I will get you situated. Okay guys, I want to show you. The spark plug is under here. That is the boot. I'm going to say, I think that's, if I remember correctly, I think that's a 10 millimeter. And we're going to remove this clip first. It's not terribly difficult. There we go. There's that. Now remember, everything has been under here in the heat, so most everything is going to be slightly fragile, let's say. So you don't really want to do a whole lot of pulling. These replacement parts are 50 bucks a piece, so you don't want to break them. More to come. Okay guys, now we're going to go ahead and take this out. And I told you wrong, it's an 8 millimeter, not a 10 millimeter. Now normally if I was doing this off camera, I would take the bolt out of every one of these, just set it aside, and then pop one at a time, take it out and replace it. But for the sake of the video, we will just do one at a time. I'll scoot you over a little bit more so you can kind of see what we're doing. There we go. Now we're going to pull up on this boot. Like I said, it's not like it used to be. There we go. How about that? Now, spark plug itself is down in the recess. If you remember the old Dodge Hemis, almost like a hemispherically sealed, it's what we have. So now, got the 5/8. Now, got it out, and I will have to get one with a rubber insert that I can pull it out with. More to come. Okay guys, we got a problem. We don't have one of those sockets. If you didn't have a socket to pull out that spark plug, other than try to snag it with a pair of pliers. What could you do? Something that wouldn't crack it and possibly cause any parts to fall down in. Well, how about a piece of pipe, a piece of tubing, rubber tubing, fuel line, anything like that. Push it down. And we pull it out. How about that? Don't tell anybody I gave you that tip. This plug has seen better days. It's good that we're swapping it out. This is the new plug. Show you this. Let's check the gap on both of them. .53. That's within the recommended acceptable levels, and 51, 52. Can't beat it. We're going to put it back in the exact same way, just like this. We're going to do it this way. We're not going to use the extension. That way we don't risk cross-threading the plug and costing us a lot of money and headache. There we go. Now, we're going to snug it back up. Go on to the next one. It's getting snug. This is aluminum head. You don't have to be all you can be and wrench down on it too much. That should be plenty. We'll replace this boot. And the locking bolt, 8mm. That tab goes back into place. That is done. More to come, guys. We're taking all three of these loose this time. There we go. Now, we're only going to pull off one of the plugs at a time though, so we don't get anything crossed. More to come. Okay guys, this is the last plug, and I figured I would do this again with you, just so there won't be any kind of mix up. Already taken the bolt out, it's 8mm. Taking the boot off. The spark plug's a 5/8. Easy does it. While you're down here looking at everything, check your belt, your serpentine belt, check your hoses, look for anything that might leave you on the side of the road. Maintenance in your driveway is one thing, repairs on the side of the road are completely different. And we need to keep those to a minimum. Now, we're going to put in the other plug. Should be around 50 thousandths. Yup. Right there at it. If you don't have a spark plug boot on your inside your spark plug wrench, went in straight. Now, we're going to snug this guy up. And I guess we should crank it up to make sure that we don't have any problems. It's getting snug now. And then we're just going to pull it. Remember, this is an aluminum block. And the head is aluminum as well. There we go. Spark plug boot is going back on. You could go ahead and put the plug in place, but if you push it real hard, it might crack it. So we're just going to go ahead and bolt everything down and then put it in place. Okay. There we go. We heard it click. More to come. Okay guys, now we're almost finished. Let's make sure all of our tools are put up, everything is out of the way, nothing falls down if we crank this thing up, and nothing vibrates down into the fan. And while we're here, let's check the oil real quick. So much easier to do this in the daytime in your own driveway than at night on a dirty road. Oil's good. Battery terminal's good. They're tight. Just so you know, for a point of reference, these plugs are anywhere from $4 to $13. It just depends on what you were able to find in your area. The ones we bought were $7.99 a piece, I believe, which for every 100,000 miles, I guess that is reasonable. Now let's crank this thing up. Can't beat it. Now, I will say this, with proper maintenance, you can expect to go 200,000, 300,000. The last truck I had, I went 500,000 miles on, 500,000 miles. Original motor and transmission, just routine maintenance. Anyway guys, we're going to wrap it up for this, but this is how to change the spark plugs on a 2010 Ford Fusion SE. Just a second, you're going to see a picture of my ugly mug pop up over here on this side of the screen, as well as my beautiful wife on the opposite side. It's going to be some videos. We are these brand wacky guys. Take care of you people.